Welcome, everybody, to the Secret Werewolf game. As we zoom in on the camera of Lost Cub, we zoom away from the mansion. Anton gets in the car, driving all the way down to Roanoke. The music is blaring. It's lighting a cigarette as he's going overseas the highway. Various cars passing by, various people going about doing their shit. Once he enters the suburban area of Roanoke City, sees various people going about their daily business. Bums on the street, people by that old homeless shelter. It's like a lion patrolling his hunting ground. As he passes his way through, the car slowly rolls into the parking lot of the lockbox. Anton gets out, adjusts his jacket, just begins to walk in. It's that slow, easygoing kind of stalking pace that he has. It's just, whew. When Shadow Lord means business, he means business. So when the doors to the lockbox open, the girls will look over. There he is, like coming in. Just again, out of Jane and Anton, you can almost guess who's really in charge of the whole thing just by the way he walks, the confidence and the subtle authority in his steps. So he'll probably walk past them, get the usual greetings, check on how they're doing. Everything's fine, business as usual. So when he gets to the break room, moves past, sets up the things. He's got the gear laid out. He's got everything ready. So he just unfolds his stuff and sets it all down. Gives the knock on the door, and as he's unlatching, it's just, create a sense of familiarity for Kennedy. The door swings open, and of course, the little man, gets a fresh packet of Band-Aids because fucking Band-Aids.
Oh, yeah, little man, Dylan almost immediately just pays attention because, something's changed. His world is very small right now, and he's not accustomed to that. So he immediately runs over and is placated with a new tin of Band-Aids and proceeds to, look over at his mom. No, he's not supposed to, just go over and plaster them all over himself. And proceeds to then almost immediately be like, don't mind me, I'm just going to go behind this chair for no reason that should be suspicious. And you hear the little tin, pop open, or actually probably some scrambling, and then scampers out. And he's a smart kid. Goes to Anton and holds it up because there's a plastic seal on it.
Oh yeah, Anton undoes it and just he sets it on, because I imagine the break room has living room couches and all that.
Well, where she has been closed in for the most part is usually her room. Are you letting her go venture as far as the break room?
Guarded, yes. As long as it's guarded, okay. The two of them together can be. But what he will do for this is he will put the little man with one of the women and let him play away in the break room. In the break room. Let him fuck around with the Band-Aids. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
No, her and him are going to do the testing in the bedroom just in case anything pops off. You don't want to pop off around him. You know what I mean? It's that sort of thing.
All right. So yeah, you distract Wee Man. Given the opportunity, yeah, he scampers off. He doesn't seem to really mind who's watching him. He's probably used to getting passed around a lot. And proceeds to immediately sit somewhere and probably gets Patricia to sit with them and keeps insisting that he has an ow, so she'll put a Band-Aid on it over and over and over until he goes through the whole tin, inevitably.
Oh yeah, of course. He can keep himself occupied.
Oh yeah, he will be absolutely running rampant the whole time you're there. Don't worry.
So he starts off. He puts the things on the table near the bed. Why not? Fuck it.
I'm assuming you're just gesturing her to come on with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does.
And what they'll do, while he's having his amused little, Band-Aid expedition, they will walk around the break room side by side with each other. This is your exercise. You walk around this way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she finds it weird, but, it's not the weirdest thing she's ever done. She'll hop up and finally, seems puzzled by it at the start, but goes along with it.
And he'll just say, as she comes up beside him, and he'll say, "Hello, Kennedy."
Hello?
How are you today? He just turns to walk beside her.
Better than I was?
That's good. And how is our little guest?
No, she kind of like shakes her head. Oh, he's fine. Just
Keeping the entire place busy, I see.
he's not a big fan of staying in the rooms.
I don't blame him. That's why I'm encouraging him to step out at least until here. And he keeps the girls occupied.
It's not a problem.
So long as he stays in the break room.
Yeah, we'll shoot a nod, like, okay.
It'll be more for his interest if he doesn't go out of the break room. This place can get busy around the evenings. But the break room is fine. And so long as he's a good boy. Kind of looks over, at him. It's not playful, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it just glances towards the door. Like, so you've got her in the break room. I assume he's like out in the sitting area before hours. Okay, yeah. So yeah, he glances out the door. You can see him like flailing around.
I'm assuming there's like a TV in the break room as well, right? I imagine there's like
in the break room, there's actually a pretty decent TV. There's Jane has been able to pull some shit, so.
And if anything, there's a television here which he can watch cartoons on and whatnot as well when he's having dinner and stuff. Kind of gives her that look, like if anything, you know what I mean?
Oh, she's nodding. You can tell she's utilized this. The remote probably wasn't too far from where they were sat. She probably actually clicked the TV off when he came in, just because she wasn't sure what was going on.
The TV can be used as well during meal times. He'll get his 3 meals and whatnot, and if there is any other special needs, such as medical stuff, asthma inhalers, we can sort that and get that. No problem, no fuss. I don't want to make his stay any less uncomfortable than it needs to be. Yeah. She can sense the emphasis in that. Like, he really does not want to make the kids stay uncomfortable. It's like, nah, why the fuck would I do that?
He's, if you ever, I don't know if it's, can I ask for something?
What do you need?
He's a big fan of either blocks or, those, the giant knockoff Legos.
Yes. I'll see what I can do. I think I could find something quite easily.
It'd, helps him stay
focused.
Engaged. Yeah.
Just nodding, like, yeah, I can work something out quite easily.
Yeah, there's just a nod, like, okay, that didn't go badly. Just,
if anything, should just see him pondering, like, I know how to get that off. No problem.
It's also the point that he didn't immediately respond with suspicion, so.
No, if anything, it was just like, toy blocks? Yeah, you're fine. You know what I mean? You can see Anton the setting, like, yeah, no, you asked me for toy blocks. You're fine. I'm not going to fucking rag on you for toy blocks.
Yeah, it's on the bright side, he doesn't immediately expect her to be like, haha, throwing weapons.
Yeah, no, he's just like, toy blocks, all those little Lego things. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, she, goes quiet for a second. Just continues walking with him.
So, would you mind if I ask, aside from you and him being the tag team duo, what sort of music do you like?
There's just kind of like the puzzled squint for a second, like, what?
Yeah, just ask it very plainly. Again, all part of the plan is to create normality. We're on step 2.
I mean, she like takes a second, thinks about it, like just until she was utterly unprepared.
You glance over. This would help in terms of, like, say, if you had a favorite book, favorite couple of CDs that you need. I'm sure there's like an old radio here or old CD player or various and the like. Stuff to keep your mind occupied as well.
Yeah.
If you want. You kind of gives that gesture, like, you don't have to,
Or you can see there's the searching look probably right up to, if you want, like, I could just take this offer away. She, perks up a little bit, probably finally mentions a couple CDs. Probably things that aren't, like, super recent.
Would Anton know? Because Anton listens to all sorts.
Oh
of
yeah,
shit.
she doesn't listen to anything too obscure. She's just asking for like, current bands, but asking for a CD that came out a year ago
Mm-hmm.
type thing. Like,
Big fan of books.
she's I mean, honestly, any decent novel would be a change, or kids' books.
I know an old $2 store I can grab some there, cheap enough.
Yeah, she's still, periodically just glancing over like this is not what I expected. This is a strange series of questions. But especially after the, well, unless you don't want, and she finally engages with it.
Where'd you get your ink?
Oh, she looks down at it, like twists the arm around. Now that she's finally not wearing like a long sleeve shirt. Up in Blacksburg. While I was
that's
studying.
nice. How long did that take?
It's like a pause and a bit of a head shake, like, oh, wait a minute. But she clears up.
Yeah, he catches that. He's like, ha ha ha. He wasn't saying anything.
Yeah, it's the head shake of like, wait, no, oh fuck.
Oh yeah, he stares. Like, he doesn't. That's the thing. He makes no comment about it. He just notes it internally, like, oh, there it is. First sign. This is working.
How long? 3 sittings.
It's not bad.
2 hours of sitting, maybe. Well, longer for the second one. It's a grayscale.
Oh yeah. That always is a bitch.
Yeah.
That's not bad though. 3 sittings. It's pretty good.
Yeah, she's just nuts. Instead of expanding.
Yeah, he's just waiting to see, does she ask him a question? Does she ask him back? He's just waiting as he's walking.
I mean, you can tell a lot's rolling around in there. She hasn't gone so far as to ask him something back yet. As you do, like, your 5th cycle of, like, admittedly, the break room's not enormous, so.
Mm-hmm. No, because it's just worth pointing, because visually she can see the shadow of his thing starting to creep up the side of his neck, his tattoo. Because I think it just stops at the base of the neck.
Are you wearing the jacket, or are you just doing the t-shirt so it's peeking out on the arms too?
Just doing the t-shirt, fuck it. He would have taken the jacket off coming in.
That probably makes sense.
To imagine it gets quite hot in those fucking rooms. Aside, air conditioning aside.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's only so big a club. Wearing a jacket inside when they're keeping it a temperature that the girls can stand in short sleeves. He'd probably overheat.
Yeah, so he just takes off the jacket, puts it in the chair.
I will give you that. I mean, she doesn't have a tendency to look you very straight on unless she gets the impression you want her to. So you'll catch like the side glances. She probably, I mean, she notes that you have ink on your arms. She could see it. She doesn't
glance over. You can ask if you like.
Another solid, couple strides for weighing whether that's a trap before she does another like brief side glance. What about yours?
One sitting.
That small?
No. I can show it to you if you want.
There's a questioning glance. Again, you get the impression she's not like on edge, like full jumpy. It's just, I mean, you got what? Empathy, is it 3, 4?
Empathy 3. Empathy 3.
You know what? Let me play that game that he was playing. So if your perception empathy is 6, it's enough. Essentially to 6 with diff. So I'm going to say that's enough to not have to roll every single time. Yeah, you can definitely tell that she periodically just weighs like, is this the trap part? But how big is that?
All the way down my back.
Is it no one sitting?
One sitting.
Full grayscale?
Full grayscale.
Yeah,
Like I said, I can show you if you like.
she finally, settles. Yeah, it's one of those things where she's teetering back and forth between two answers, and finally just shakes her head a little bit. You don't have to for me.
I don't mind showing it. He gives a shrug. It's just that. It is up to you.
What is it?
Crow.
There's kind of like the nod of like, oh, that makes sense. Hmm. Yeah,
I got it after I changed.
Changed.
Yeah.
Changed what?
When I became this.
What, when you decided to be the crow?
Sort of. I'm the alpha of my group. And we are something else. Much like the people that are very different. And I decided to paint the symbol on me to lead by example. Why did you get yours?
I don't know.
It's very detailed.
Yeah, she notes agreement. He's not wrong. A lot of really nice shit going on there.
Rose, even. Often rose has many layers to it. Particularly with its vines.
She just nods agreement. Seems to be her default, is, nodding along. And
Gives a look over. I get the impression that there are many layers to you.
not really.
Everybody says that. Did you play any instruments?
Me? No.
Nodding. Draw. Paint.
No need for, classes.
Did you like it?
Again, she kind of like stalls out for a second.
Oh, he catches that. Like, there you go. Number 2. Did you like it?
I don't draw anymore.
You don't draw anymore?
No.
Do you want me to get you some paper?
Shakes the head. Yeah, pretty quick on the nope, I'm good.
Just nodding. All right. Why'd you quit?
I didn't. Glances over to see if you get, see how you take that, essentially.
No, he just nods.
Her studies, you get the impression she's always just looking to see if there's going to be immediate negative response. She's
He
not.
just nods. It happens sometimes. Sometimes you just nod. Doesn't mean you've lost the ability to do it. Sometimes just life gets in the way.
Just, I don't draw.
I can respect that.
Yeah, there's a little more affirming nod.
Can you sing?
Depends on who you ask.
Yeah, I could not hear the mumble. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
sorry. Yeah. Depends on who you ask.
It's a good answer.
Why are you asking me these?
I can't make conversation.
No, you can just. That's not why I'm here, right?
No sense in making this unpleasant than it needs to be. People can have conversations with each other, can't they?
Normally, yes.
Well, perhaps, maybe out of this does not need to be as unpleasant. We've explained the rules. Then why would I need to be harsh or cruel? Why can I not converse with you?
I just didn't think you'd come all the way here to ask me if I could sing.
Well, maybe I'm getting to know you.
Do you actually want to?
Depends on what you want to tell me. I'm interested on what you want to tell me and what you don't want to tell me.
Why don't you just ask the things you want to ask then?
I did. I wanted to know if you could sing. Is he walking?
The fucking. She doesn't pull a face. She's
He's
like
like,
that. It's just.
damn it. Ooh, I could just imagine her be like, ooh.
If she wasn't literally in captivity, she probably would.
I wanted to know if you could sing, so I asked. Is that a problem?
No.
Okay then. And you chose to answer me. We had a good conversation.
Just felt kind of a shrug of like, okay, just.
We could go to the serious bit if you'd like, or we could keep talking. The ball's in your court.
You said I can ask questions?
Would you like to ask questions?
Just one.
Very well. Ask, and I will do my best to answer.
2 questions.
2 questions. He gives a grin over, and I'm like, oh, it's 2 now. Do you know what I mean? It's that smile.
Haha. See you playing games. She glances over, and again, it's kind of the periphery, just so if you do get mad, you know, it's the peripheral glance, and just. Did you already use my phone?
Is that important to you?
Yes.
May I ask why? That's the thing. May I? That probably catches her. Did he just ask me? Do you know what I mean?
He did. She's just trying to understand what the game is. Because I want to know how angry he was.
I'll tell you, but you won't believe me.
What he said? How angry he was.
I'll tell you how angry he was. You won't believe me.
Yeah, there's a lot of second guessing going on. What did he say?
He was going to enjoy the games we're going to play with each other, he and I. And I replied that I would enjoy them as well. For every gift he gave me, I would return it with equal delicacy and thought.
She doesn't seem especially jarred.
It was a very pleasant conversation.
Yeah, she seems satisfied with the answer, weirdly enough.
You expected it.
You know what he's like?
So do I. That is probably why we both talked to each other the way we did. However, his attempts to bait me did not go the way he planned, even in conversation. I will tell you that much.
Yeah, there's nodding, gauging.
Oh yeah, Anton caught the
She's
little.
not looking at him. She's just looking off ahead.
Oh yeah, Anton caught the little verbal baiting that he was trying to get out of him. Oh yeah, Anton caught that. Like, I see you, buddy. Do you know what I mean? But either way, the game will be played how it is played.
No.
And it will end the same way that he knows it will end.
It always ends the way he knows it will.
Not the way he anticipates this time.
Well, she's still not, she's, for one, she's not looking aside. She seems fairly assured in the moment as she's speaking and just. Oh, well, it always does.
Then I hope he's prepared for what will come next.
What are you going to do?
Oh, he'll take and he'll do things. But here's the thing about me. For every bit that he takes, I'll reclaim. And I'll take. And I'll keep pushing. I'm not afraid of him. I'm not afraid of any of them.
You should be.
No. No, I should not. Not anymore. He glances over just with a very assured calmness. They will rush me and fight me, and I will be bloodied and bruised, but never afraid.
Well, again, she's, for this part, is not doing her sneaks to the side, not glancing.
Because much like Jester realized in that moment before he died, I won't stop. I can't.
You can't either.
Good. I would not have it any other way.
There's finally a sneak of a glance.
Cold resolve, Katie.
She continues as she asks, "Was it fast?"
For who, Jester?
It's a small nod.
Does that mean something to you?
He said I could ask.
It was efficient. I don't prolong the death.
She seems about as satisfied as you can be.
Though I made sure he got to look into my eyes one last time. Out of respect, you could say.
It wasn't always bad.
Things like that usually never are.
Yeah, again, there's a teeter-totter that takes place, but she opts to just keep walking for a bit. What happens after you know me?
Well, we will see, won't we?
I did what you asked.
You did? But there are many more things that we have to do in this world to get what we want. And there are many more trials and questions and various things.
What if I don't answer them?
Well, then we will begin the cycle again until we have a middle ground.
Yeah, there's. That seems
And
to
the
make
emphasize,
sense.
it's a middle ground. It's like, no, I'm not going to do anything. It's like, no, a middle ground. If you do not wish to answer, then I will leave, and I will leave you in there to think. I will not hit you. I will not strike you. I will not snarl in your face. I will leave, no matter how much my rage builds in me. I will simply leave you to your thoughts. And what does that mean for me, for you, when I close the door? That's what I'll leave you with.
Not even snarling?
Again, that mumble, like, I really could not catch that. I'm sorry.
Sorry, she glances back and looks away before she asks, just won't even snarl?
I don't generally snarl, only unless I am truly passionate about something. I will merely get up, and walk away and leave you there to ponder.
And what music do you like?
Some of the bands you've listed. Although I have been getting a fondness, aside from the 60s and 70s music, for hip hop lately. Maybe it's all the guns I own now these days.
There's that moment of like, did you make a joke? Just the glance, you startle look.
What, you don't like Wu-Tang Clan?
It's fine.
Fine. That's over like, oh, excuse me.
He actually does the affronted look.
It's fine. Wu-Tang is for the children. It just says very calmly.
And do you sing or draw?
Both, yes.
Just a skeptical little glance, like,
I play guitar, I sing, and I do like drawing.
it's just the most. It's perhaps one of the more normal expressions she's made is the suspicious little like, sure you do all that. Like,
I can show you.
did you bring a guitar?
No, but the next time I can. And drawing, well, he reaches into his jacket pocket, like walks back over to reach into his jacket.
She balks a bit at that.
Yeah, he just flicks open the notebook and just shows some of the drawings, the basic ones.
Yeah, it's one of those things where initially you have a moment of getting, coaxing her to look over at it. You've shoved it in her face once before. It was not good. It was not a good day.
Yeah, he just opens it. So when she's ready, she can just look down. And you know who it is of? Wendy. That drawing.
You guarantee that she doesn't look at it for more than a moment.
Mm-hmm.
That's why she kind of flips a glance, studies it for a second. You can tell, like, I'll make you roll for that one.
Okay.
Because Wendy's the Little Mermaid now.
Don't see it, unfortunately, not this time.
Yeah, it's just she pretty quickly disengages, like seems to lose interest in it after, a couple moments of searching.
I take it it's not to your liking.
It's a very nice mermaid.
So many people say. For me, though, the design's not quite right.
Why?
It's missing something.
Yeah, she just returns to, like, I assume you're resuming the walking, or maybe have more fins?
No. She's got plenty of those. It's missing something else.
I'm sure you'll figure it out.
Oh, I'm in the process.
Hmm.
Do you smoke?
Not really.
Nodding.
I'll do it at work sometimes.
Yeah, I can see why.
Yep, just a little nod.
That one with the limp did making me want to at least smoke 3 of the normal pack that I do.
We'll do that.
What'd she say?
She'll do that.
Oh, I know. But she still looks like an angry seal walking down the hallways.
It was the most kind of betrayed little glance.
Grinning over.
That's not fair. Finally grins a bit.
No, it's not, but I wasn't exactly being fair. And she was quite rude. I didn't appreciate that.
Finally, a little bit of the. Finally deviates from walking, just carefully alongside, not swiftly, just, there's a certain amount of, like, we get exactly this much elbow space. She really leans over. I'm pretty sure she has arthritis in it. Makes her really nasty when it's, wet or cold out. Really nasty.
Yes, I can tell. But I didn't know that. I just thought she was a cantankerous old lady. So I said all sorts of stuff under my breath.
She probably earned it.
Probably. I take you don't drink.
Well, I do.
Would you like one?
Are you gonna ask me serious questions?
Not currently. We'll get to that. For now, we're just making conversation. I'm asking, would you like a drink? Because I want to know. Would you like a drink?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll just nod over at one of the girls, going, "Would you get us 2 beers?" You know what I mean? That does look like.
Yeah, you nod over, and Anne's probably kind of like doing the long distance hover.
Mm-hmm.
She can see you going back and forth past the door from where she's parked up in the lobby, and just
Full alert.
hops up and saunters off towards the the refrigerated boxes to get you a couple beers.
Yeah, once he gets the beer, he'll hand it over towards her.
Yeah, she even used the little the tender's key, pops them open, comes over.
Yeah, just gives her a nod of thanks. Doesn't say her name, just gives her a nod of thanks. And then I will hand the beer over. Just hand it over if she accepts it off him.
Well, she does.
It's good beer here.
Is it any different than the same beer anywhere else?
Some of the clubs, their beer's watered down.
In the bottle? It's just kind of like.
Yeah, I've seen them fucking do that shit in clubs.
Wouldn't it skunk if they pierced the count?
Yeah, but most drunk people don't fucking notice.
There's finally like that little, that shrug on the tip of the head that's like, yeah, fair. But she goes, sipping at it, idly. Doesn't glug. Just seems content to have something that's not water.
How are your parents like?
Don't have any.
Orphan.
Just don't have parents. Take a sip.
Did you have them before? Before you came here?
No.
I see.
just keeps walking. Occasionally takes a bit of a sip. Just taking it at a saunter. Honestly, it's not like you guys are going for the speed walk exercise.
Mm-hmm.
Just aunts and uncles. Sometimes cousins.
I see.
Cousins aren't usually around for very long.
No, they're not.
There's another, she just continues casually walking and occasionally sipping.
Mm.
I mean, she's essentially treating it like you treat a soda.
They just answer that at that point. They just nod.
Yeah, that'll be a little bit of pacing before she glanced over, if only because he usually comes around with another question pretty quick like. But she doesn't volunteer to fill the silence.
Right? He just, takes a sip of beer, just watching her. Like that, letting her see, does she take any initiative on it? Because he just left that hanging there, like, oh, aunts and uncles. That's nice. You know what I mean?
He does. And I mean, at least initially, she doesn't seem especially inclined to fill the silence, but as it draws on for, practically a full circuit of the room. What about your parents?
I only have one.
Did you always only have one?
No.
No other family?
Sister. And the older brother.
Thought you poor Phil.
Hmm.
Don't
Well,
love him as much.
I had Phil. Sister and an older brother. My little sister, though, she's my favorite.
There's a little bit of side glance, just pretty sure you're not supposed to have favorites.
Couldn't help it.
Why do you have a favorite?
Mainly because my older brother was bigger. He could handle himself. He wasn't.
Do you think it would be different if he was younger and she was older?
Different roles, maybe. I think I would always be her favorite, though.
Mulls over it, but No extended family?
No.
Feels small.
It is.
Aren't the others your family too?
Gonna glances over. Depends on the view of family.
I guess it does.
I would say, if I was being honest, I don't view them as family. I view them as something else. One, if I was being truly honest, would be my family out of them.
Only one?
One of the Guru, yes. They've earned it.
Sorry, say again?
They've earned it.
It's just kind of a bemused glance. Only one.
So far. See, you and I have a very similar methodology. We both survive. I'm used to surviving on my own.
Mine, your own.
That's how it started out. Maybe I just got used to it. The only person you can really trust is yourself.
Not even your family?
Family will give you perspective. Only you can give clarity. Your family could give you the best advice in the world, and you will never listen. Only you can make the final call.
Sounds sad.
Sad.
Well, not.
How does that sound?
Better to offer you clarity when you need it than your family.
And who better to learn to accept the clarity than yourself? It's the difference, you say. You could be offered it, but you might never see it.
Hmm.
In the end, only you can truly learn how to accept it for what it is and appreciate them eventually. Otherwise, you'd just be another blind fool leading the blind.
I guess. I kind of nods. Like, well.
But then again, everybody has different perspectives.
No. No, she mulls over it. And finally, again, it's just a glance, and then. Why did you take me?
I made a promise.
Promise.
Mm-hmm.
Do you usually make promises to kidnap people?
I didn't see this kidnapping. But then again, that's perspective.
You're making me stay? Isn't that kidnapping?
In a way, yes. Sometimes you have to make a difficult choice in order to do something that you believe is for the greater good.
Is that the only reason?
Glances over.
She looks away pretty quick, like.
He doesn't glance over aggressively or anything. He just
Oh no, that's the thing. You don't do it aggressively. She just pretty like not scared jerk or anything. Just she looks away the second she realizes you're looking over.
What are you expecting the answer to be?
No.
If you mind telling me. You have an expectation. I would like to hear it.
You didn't need to open my phone for a promise.
No, I did not. I was only after.
So you only took me for one reason?
I took you for multiple reasons. There was one clear reason. One that has the driving force behind it. The rest, they all fell into place.
Are you keeping me here for the same reason?
Yes. One tough decision for the greater good.
How unimportant are the other reasons?
Each has a level of importance.
Then what's the next one down?
Why I opened your phone.
The next one after that?
Why ask you what type of music you liked?
Wait, what?
Why ask you what type of music you liked?
What's that?
I wanted to get to know you. I wanted to see what you answer me.
Say
And
again?
tell me. I wanted to get to know you. I wanted to see what you answer me.
How close is that to 1 and 2?
It's closer to 1. 2 is a different reason entirely. Different reasons. Different set of goals. Gesture's death is closer to the second reason. Me opening the phone is closer to the second reason. Me getting to know you is closer to the first. Different layers, you see. Different factors.
Does something really bad happen when I stop answering?
I'll eventually just leave you in the room to your own thoughts.
And if I still don't answer the next time?
Then you'll have made the decision for me. And should you continue, then the decision is made by your hand and your action.
What decision?
One that he said, ironically. Glance over.
What did he say?
Would I grow tired of you? Would I
Glance.
dispose of you when I'm done? And he looked forward to seeing it. If you will begin not answering me and continue as such, you'll have made the decision for me.
I will ask for a roll just for additional info. You're still gonna get something. I know you're watching her ass.
Extra one.
An extra one. It's not just the expression. There's a whole shift that goes on. Just it's the weirdest kind of acceptance and understanding and kind of self-preparation, and I mean you can see the expression kind of. It's not like she just falls into like the saddest sad face, but it's subtle. But yeah, you could just see she just kind of drops a level.
Now, I have no intention of growing bored of you. In fact, it would be my utmost pleasure to prove him wrong. So, in reality, what I'm going to tell you is you will make the decision for me. I will continue to ask. I will continue to talk. So long as you keep eating, I will sit there and I will engage. I will watch and I will learn. But to me, you're not disposable. Nor do you bore me.
Even if I stop answering?
Even if you stop answering, I will merely continue.
It's one of those things where that time, I mean, she seems, she doesn't have an outburst or anything, but you can tell that there's a little fray in the trust this time. But he says, even if you stop answering, she's like, okay, I'm gonna nod because you gave me an answer, and that's what you do. But it's a tiny bit less belief.
Besides, I made a promise. I don't break them for creatures such as him. You can believe that or you cannot. It matters not to me. I would like you to believe it, but I'm not going to tell you to believe it.
What happens now?
We can begin the serious questions if you like. We can continue walking.
Well, you have to do the serious questions no matter how long we walk.
Eventually, yes. And besides, there's more. The serious questions are not what you think they'll be. They will just require you to sit down.
Okay.
So it's up to you.
If we have to do them anyways, I probably don't need to ask questions just to try to walk so long that you're ready to leave.
Hang on, what did you say?
Essentially, she gives you the impression that she was potentially stalling because she figures you'll only be there so long, and if she just kept talking and asking questions, she wouldn't have to do whatever these serious questions were. The assurance that they will come at the end one way or another.
Glances over. It's almost as if I will continue no matter what you do. As if you are not boring me. No matter how long you stall me or not answer me. Let's keep walking. Is essentially your move. Do you know what I mean?
It's just weird enough that she walks the next couple steps, but it's only so long before she just says, "I'm ready."
Very well. Just turns and starts walking back into the bedroom. Sit down, please.
Yeah, she just finally sets the bottle on that little kind of break room table and follows.
Neela reach into his bag and pull out the little passage. I want you to read this.
Yeah, there's a
Read it and read it aloud.
what does it do?
It's merely a poem. I want you, every time we have these questions, I want you to read it out loud. You like poetry?
Depends on the poetry.
It's good poetry.
the 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 very unconvinced glance at all of that, but
It's from a very famous poem. Ukrainian, actually. Oh, I read it.
I'm trying to decide the pacing for it, so give me 1 second to stare at it. Is it supposed to be interlinked within cells twice?
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, she reads it for a second and tries to decide how one would say it, and kind of glances doubtfully up, but picks up the page and holds it so that she can read it. But against a black nothingness began to spin, two pairs of eyes interlinked within cells, interlinked within cells, interlinked within one heart, and searching for them against the dark, Fountain played the music.
Now, I'm going to say the word cells. I want you to say it back to me. Cells.
Cells?
Very good. Now, I'm going to ask you a question, and I will say the word cells, and you will say cells back to me. Do you understand?
There's a confused nod, but she's listening.
Have you ever been in a hospital? Cells.
Cells?
Right, just notes the time. Do they keep you in a locked room? Cells.
There's like, I mean, it's not even a subtle thing. It's like a solid pause as she kind of looks at him in puzzlement, but finally, cells?
When you're not performing your duties, do they keep you in a little box? Cells.
Again, it's a look. You can tell she's weighing on not answering, but after a pause, just cells.
Good. I'm going to say the word interlinked. Interlinked. And you'll say it back.
She dots and just interlinked.
Very well. What's it like to hold the hand of someone you love interlinked?
Interlinked?
Did they teach you how to feel finger to finger interlinked?
That can't, but interlinked?
Do you long for having your mind interlinked? Interlinked.
Interlinked.
Do you dream about being interlinked? Interlinked.
Interlinked?
What's it like to hold your child in your arms interlinked?
Interlinked.
Do you feel like there's a part of you missing? Interlinked.
It's a very, it is not subtle. It's a good pause as she, kind of looks at him like, you can tell it's are you trying to trick me into something, though? She finally kind of catches herself and just interlinked.
Writes it down. I want you to say within celled interlinked. Back to me 3 times.
Within the cells interlinked?
3 times.
Within the cells interlinked, within the cells interlinked.
Notes it. Just close the book over. That's that test done for the day.
That's it?
That's it.
Why did you choose those questions?
I thought they were a good starter base.
She finally just, you know what? She goes out on a limb, just kind of plainly says, no real passion behind it. Just, I don't like them.
Most people don't.
What does it do?
Tells me what I need to know.
That doesn't make sense.
It does to me.
How? Okay. She finally shakes her head like it's tell like the questions teeter and get swallowed, and finally she just okay.
Then he flicks open the notebook and what do I see, Katie?
Hmm?
From gate, like, what are my results essentially?
You know what? Since we'll be using, you know what? Let me eyeball shit because you've got an actual medicine score, but you don't. Okay, we'll stick with medicine. Um, give me an intelligence medicine to yield more than you admittedly probably got just in the process.
Willpower?
Yeah.
Good thing I did. One success.
Uh,
Hmm.
let's see. At least on the initial go through, it's perhaps a point of trust that she didn't ask a lot of questions about it, that or it's a point of, again, you're used to her follow. I mean, you could tell she's used to following directions. So she did. And even when she blatantly didn't like the directions, the point of, or the questions, the point of interest is that she never failed to follow the directions. There was a couple very long pauses, but she did, even when you could tell she wanted to just not, wanted to just cut it short.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say on top of just the, again, there's a certain amount of baggage you're probably clocking without me needing to tell you. It was the last one that she liked the least, though. And she, I mean, while the others are strange or uncomfortable, that one she is convinced is a trap. It was all over her face, really.
Then he just nods and closes the book again. He'll do more study on it later. For now, he writes down his baseline findings and just closes it over.
Are you writing down like a count of how many seconds or something?
Yep.
Yeah. The last question in each set is the one that takes the longest.
Mm-hmm.
More hesitation on the first grouping than the second.
She hesitated a lot about being. Do you dream of it being interlinked? She hesitated the fuck down there. I caught that. She hesitated on. Now this is from my memory.
Mhm.
1, 2, 3, 4, and 6.
In 1, 2, 3, the first one was you could probably mulligan number one just because she's figuring out what's expected.
Mm-hmm.
2 and 3 of the first set, yeah, there was a lot of hesitation. 4, a little bit of a pause. Actually, 2 actually probably had a little bit more of one just because she was trying to parse the phrase.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can tell, at least in the first round, she's kind of trying to decide what they mean. So the very first question you can kind of mulligan because she seemed confused, but I'd say you got a good point on it.
Yeah, she just sees him close over his shit. Close her notebook once he's finished writing.
Yeah.
Puts it down back in his bag.
Will I ever see what you write?
Eventually.
No, it's just a little bit of a nod. Just kind of, oh, okay. That is not necessarily the answer she expected, but cool. Do I have to answer them right to get out of the room? It's funny because she has no idea what right is.
How do you know which is the right answer or not?
It's kind of a trick because it's always the same answer, but do I have to answer them right to get out?
Depends on what I think right is. Depends on what the response and how genuine it is. Depends on several things. Do you wish to be let out of the locked room?
Yeah, the change of phrase catches a little knit brow. Yes?
Which room? Theirs or mine?
I wasn't locked in.
No.
This is the only locked room.
Yeah. But you can see.
I don't see that much from this room.
Mm-hmm. But you have a deeper locked room than I do. There's a change of phrasing that she definitely probably doesn't like.
Nope. This was definitely a trap, and she doesn't like it.
This is very calmly, as if it's just very matter of fact. Doesn't offer no sadistic smiles, just no, you have a deeper locked room than I do. Very matter of factly.
Who put you in a locked room?
I had to walk into it to find you.
The fucking sus. She thought she was getting an interesting bit of insight. She didn't like the answers in the long run. This turned on her quickly.
He just watches her. Again, that's probably what that's the thing. He's not angry. No, it's so calculating and careful, and do you know what I mean?
It's very calm. She's still like, she defaults to quiet unless she has something that she thinks will yield some kind of result. She doesn't say things for no reason.
I imagine it just jars her because he's just so fucking calm now.
And who's gonna let you out?
You are.
Yep, she didn't like that one either.
Welcome to Shadow Lord.
Shadow Lord head games.
Yep. He just says it calm, no aggression, nothing. Just you are.
And how do I let you out?
You'll have to figure that one out, won't you?
Thought you'd answer if you could.
I did.
That's not an answer. She's just like the tiniest bit of protest. It's almost sulky rather than angry.
Very well. By letting yourself out. I can only leave when you leave.
I don't think you'd be very happy with me if I left my locked room.
Just stares at her like, oh, it's the stare of, you thought we were talking about the physical space. That's cute. Do you know what I mean?
She's bringing it. You can tell she's purposefully bringing it back to the physical space.
Yeah, he just stares at her. Doesn't even. That's the best bit, Katie. He doesn't even acknowledge it.
Yeah, there's a pause, and finally, how do I leave my locked room?
I can't tell you that.
Why?
Then you wouldn't truly leave.
You finally start to see some of that agitation, frustration. Maybe she's gotten more comfortable with her kid being around, but just a little bit. It shows. Wendy's got a far more vibrant temper. She is being way more cautious. It is so low key.
Exactly, but
It's one of those little facial tics that you recognize off Wendy from when
he
he's
just
like proper annoyed.
like I said, he just is so calm about that entire thing. You know, not sneery, not taunting, just calmly says it.
I hope your locked room is as cozy as mine then.
I hope yours is as well. So far, it's been quite cozy.
I assume he's like sat on the table facing the bed type thing, or standing facing.
No, sitting on the sitting down.
Yeah, she finally. It's the closest she's ever done to acting out, really. She just flops over sideways on the bed, just like, ugh. Doesn't get theatrical. It's just a bit of the flop over. Just. I mean, you can sense the levels of fuck, but she doesn't get loud.
Would you like that cigarette now?
Yes.
Yeah, he just takes one out of the packet and just passes it over.
Yeah, okay. I assume he's lighting it for her and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She totally just has a fucking smoke. Still probably, well, she'll sit herself up just so she doesn't ash on the bed, but so fucking comically low key grumpy.
He's just watching it. That's the thing. It's like she's all like, roo, 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 then he's just ice cold fucking calm.
You know, it's really weird to smoke by yourself, right? Especially when someone's staring at you the whole time.
He just lights his own.
Continues staring.
Yep.
There's that tiny sigh of like, of course you just kept staring at it. Fuck it.
You fucking troll. Your troll levels are fucking way better than mine.
It's got to be fun to watch someone with any sort of Fiona breeding like wrestle down the emotional responses because you are potentially dangerous, especially if she gets too enthusiastic. I don't give you that he's read that over time. Absolutely.
If you want to insult me, Granite shrugs. You can, but I'll just get up and leave. And I'll leave you to mull that over. Was that the wise decision or not?
She glances aside. You know, again, you say it, and it's not even like really conscious. She just glances aside and away from you, essentially, not turning around or twisting around dramatically. Just averts the eyes and just says, "I'm not stupid."
I never said you were. I'm presenting the choice.
People can choose to do all kinds of stupid things.
They can, but like I said, I'm presenting the choice. It is up to you if you take it or not.
Do you do this to other people?
Do what?
All of it.
Will that make it easier on you to understand?
No.
Then why are you wondering?
Because I wanted to know the answer.
The only reason?
How many of your friends are in locked rooms?
Three now. The rest have stepped out.
Do they know they're in locked rooms?
They have a better awareness than you have, yes. Wendy is only beginning to realize it now.
Man, look at that spot on the wall.
Yeah, he's like,
Suddenly becomes inexplicably Irish.
I River dances out the room. No. River dances left and right.
Please don't. I feel like that would alarm her.
No, I would never River dance. This is not Aiden, Katie.
God damn it. It's not. How did they get out?
They walked out.
Sounds like a complicated proposal in a locked room.
They opened the door and walked out. It was quite simple, really. It takes a drag out of his breath.
Do they lock from the inside then?
It turned, tilts his hand. Initially, no, it was locked from the outside by them and their actions. And then when they realized, they could open it from the inside.
That doesn't make any sense. She just kind of laughs at it because, like, oh, I thought this metaphor would play out for me, but no. No, they're just going to inexplicably open a door that's locked from the outside, from the inside.
Only they can eventually open it. Only them.
Are you sure it's not locked from the inside?
Perhaps. Depends on the person, really, when you think about it.
Very hard to lock the outside of a door from the inside of it.
True.
What about the other two?
One is close, the other is learning. Learning that sometimes the dream is not quite the reality.
Hmm. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Sorry. So, as she, kind of just weighs on it, keeps going on the cigarette. And you can't tell me how to walk out?
Then you wouldn't really walk out, would you? You just have another dream of leaving. Just another jury rig of presumption and dumb will. I told you that. I can be there to help you, but you have to step out yourself.
Is this helping?
From my perspective, yes.
How do I know you're trying to lead me out of a locked room instead of into one?
That's
It's an
easy.
honest question. It's not like straight suspicious. It's just
That's easy.
how's it easy?
Why would I tell you what I'm doing if I wanted to lead you into another locked room?
Some people prefer more difficult games.
No.
I like the challenge.
There's a difference between a challenge and giving someone the opportunity to realize where the chains are. I've pointed them out. You just haven't seen them yet.
Well, and wishes, the spent cigarette into. There's probably a fucking ashtray. Maybe if you point bigger. She kind of looks over, see what happens. Risky, low-level sass.
Takes their final drag of the cigarette. Maybe if you had bigger, maybe instead of sassing me, you might actually look for a change.
What if I don't like what's outside the door?
Well, I can help with that.
Can you?
For the most part. If you'd let me.
I don't even know how to stop you.
Quite easy.
Why would I stop you?
I don't know. Why would you?
I don't know.
Or you could take a chance.
Do what?
Trust.
Trust what exactly?
Don't trust that I could get you out of, well, not get you out of the room, be able to show you how to handle what's outside it.
What if I can't?
Just tilt is it, just like a head tilt. Sure you can. I can tell you how you can.
How's that?
Start asking the right questions.
Thinks about it. When did I lock myself in?
The day Annabelle died.
Felt the opposite.
Of course it did. It's easier to accept and ignore. And it's easier to pretend.
You know, you make it sound like I think maybe it's a good reason that people lock themselves in.
Oh, there is. That's still no excuse.
But it means getting away from what's outside.
No, it doesn't. That's where they make the mistake. You see, what people forget when they lock themselves in, they begin to realize something initially, and then that entire dream that they once had in that locked room of being the person they could be away from it all they forget what's at the end of the room. Do you know what that is?
Is that look that just says, I already know I'm not going to like this?
They forget that there's a monster at the end of it, keeping them in there.
Maybe the one monster's better company than everything that's outside.
Ah, of course it does. Because it takes away all your hate, all your pain. And in the end, it's much easier to welcome death when you can't think of what made you want to live in the first place. Right?
It's kind of a perplexed glance.
You forget all the things that you loved in life, in your room, your dream. And that monster right at the end of it just feeds it all away, so the only thing you can think about and you welcome is death. Because now you don't get to be that person anymore.
It doesn't mean you welcome death.
Ah. Like I said, that's where most people go astray.
If I welcome death, wouldn't I have tried to run?
Not the death you think.
There's nothing to die. She's already dead.
Mm. Is she?
Yes.
If she was dead, Dylan wouldn't have his name.
Then what?
Dylan wouldn't have his name.
Maybe some of the things that she loved were beautiful. And even he can see that.
Maybe. Or maybe, Kennedy. Annabelle wanted to make sure that you would remember who she is. And that she's in here with you. In your locked room.
I felt her die.
Funny. I can see her.
Resemblance is striking.
No, not you. She's behind you. Leaning right over your shoulder, waiting.
It can't be her.
No, and how's that?
She didn't stand taller than anyone.
Who said she was standing? She's chained to you now. Always and forever. And she'll always be separate. But she's still there.
You can tell you're making her. Essentially, the longer you go, the more uncomfortable she gets.
And then again, one day you'll finally see the chain.
What if I don't want to?
And what are you afraid of? What does the chain hold such fear in you? Sorry, why does the chain hold such fear in you?
Nobody wants to know they're chained to something that's dead.
Is she dead? Or is that your perspective?
Oh, she's dead. I get
Is
more
she?
than nervous behavior.
Who knows? To me, she looks pretty alive.
No. Oh, she
He opens up his notebook. I'm about to freak her the fuck out. Question 2, 3, 4, and 6. She answered.
I don't know because she's dead.
Well, that's what it says here. If you're really willing to know.
Why those ones?
Because you're interlinked.
No. Like that squicks her a little, just because you had her say the word so many times.
He just gives a shrug and closes the book again. Like, sorry, I hate to tell you. Do you know what I mean? That, like,
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but
yep.
oh, she already shows she already did the last thing she needed to do. She's
Did she?
gone.
Did she?
She did.
Well, according to this, she didn't.
She did it to make it stop. She did.
Well, from your perspective, she might have.
Oh, it's like they said.
Again,
She
from
had
your
to.
perspective, she might have. But people who do anything to survive. And they'll say and do anything to appease.
She didn't want to survive. That's why she did it.
Well, then, it appears it didn't work. Unfortunately. Or fortunately, depending on your perspective.
Are you always going to tell me she's haunting me?
She's not haunting you. She's waiting for you.
No.
If she was haunting you, you'd know. And she's waiting for you.
It feels more like being haunted.
It's because you're running. One day you'll eventually stop. You're very like Wendy that way.
Wendy doesn't run from things.
Wendy runs from a lot of things.
Always. Pause, catches herself, stops, kind of shakes the head.
Oh, he pauses like, he even makes her pause like, oh, I'm about to spook you. Oh, she moved.
Don't do that.
Don't do what?
Don't do that.
Don't do what?
Why can't you just let her
No,
rest?
no. That's when the coldness comes in. No, I can't.
Why?
Because she deserved better.
She just wanted to rest.
She deserved better.
She didn't get better.
Well, she deserves it, and she's going to get it.
Doesn't it seem a little late?
No.
A lot of people deserve better.
They do, and few get it. But
She got the best thing she could find.
did she?
Yes.
Or did she get what was convenient? What was easy? That's not better.
That's what she wanted.
No.
How can you say no? You didn't know her.
I know what I know the person Annabelle was. And she deserved better.
How could you know her?
I've met many Annabelles in my life. Same sad look. Frightened eyes. Lost. Holding on to the things they wanted for and never getting.
Remember
Just
when
wish.
they just wanted to rest.
Many. They just wanted peace. Simple, quiet peace.
Did you tell them they deserved better?
Yes. Because it wasn't a simple, quiet peace that they were getting.
What do they have now?
The one I managed to give the quiet peace to, she hasn't. And she's very happy.
Is it better if you do it?
Doesn't have to be me. I was just able to do it for her.
But she couldn't do it for herself.
She did it for herself. I was just able to assist. She needed to realize the situation she was in was something that she could not get the peace she wanted. She made the ultimate decision. I was merely there to help her get to the place she wanted to go.
Why is her piece valid? Annabelle's not.
Because the ones who helped her didn't help her out of need or care or kindness. They did it because they wanted to use her. They did it because they wanted to control her, corrupt her, and kill her.
They never touched her even unkindly.
Does it? You do not have to kill someone with your fists.
They saw she was hurting.
I'm sure they did. And I'm sure it was oh so easy to convince her to ease the pain. Oh, the spike comes in his voice then. Oh, gentlemen.
Doesn't
Oh,
anyone who's in pain want it to stop?
I'm sure it was very easy to convince her to do the things she did.
It's not as though the idea hadn't occurred to her before.
No. But then again, did they ever ask Wendy? Or her family? Did they ever consider that? Did they even give him the common courtesy?
It wasn't their choice.
Oh, it wasn't their choice, but so they don't deserve to know. That they would have some opinion.
If they knew that Annabelle was going to die, then Kennedy would have never gotten a chance to live, and it's not.
Oh. So Wendy doesn't get to know her sister's dead.
It stings. I can tell.
Now, how is that fair? After all, she wanted peace. Shouldn't Wendy know her sister's in peace? Shouldn't Wendy be able to be there for that?
Then tell her. You said you know her. You tell her.
Oh, I'll tell her that the people who were fighting against gave her sister peace. Really? That she wasn't wanted. How cruel is that?
I didn't say that.
Oh. She wasn't there. Was she?
No.
No?
She would have stopped it.
She would have stopped it. Would she? Or is that what they told her Wendy would do?
Of course she would. She was going to be a doctor. She would never let Annabelle do what she did.
I see. Did you even ask her?
No.
No, of course not. Then how do you know? You never once asked her. Never once considered her. Only in ways that you could stop her.
She didn't want to hurt her.
Oh, you didn't want to hurt her. Well, Wendy is hurt.
She thought that she was gone. She makes this, that weird gesture. She just thought that when she was gone,
Well,
it would.
I will tell this to Annabelle and Annabelle only. Wendy looks for her every day, puts up her flyers, and wanders around like a lost mermaid, looking, hoping. Because even if she is dead, as Wendy has told me herself, it doesn't matter. She wanted to know that somebody refused to give up on her and would still look for her to the very end. So tell me, Kennedy. Does that seem... You don't want to talk anymore?
Like the head's kind of tipped down, so the hair's coming in front of the face.
All right. Just stands up.
Yeah, I mean, dude, she's not perfect. She probably, like, even you stand up and it's the very careful. I'm not sniffling sniff. Totally not.
Oh yeah, no. Like you said, he just starts walking towards the door. It's the idea of it's the exact methodology.
It's all part of the process. There's a
Mhm.
veto point. Either one of them can decide, depending on circumstances. Okay, so you just stand up and calmly walk out of the room, I assume?
Yeah, unless she's stopping him, because he offered that point. If I walk out, well, you get to live with the consequences of me walking out.
You know, actually, you get pretty close to the door. Let's face it, that's kind of impressive considering the everything. You get like right up to it, maybe like a foot out. What happens?
Hmm?
When you leave, what happens?
The door stays closed.
Will you let Dylan back in?
She mumbled that. I'm sorry.
I mean, you can kind of do the ha. Will they let Dylan back in?
Depends on you.
Oh, she wrestles. And don't go.
He just stands there. Yeah, doesn't move.
Yeah, she takes a second to very delicately, totally not wipe her face. Yeah, because if she was crying, clearly it would be way bigger gestures. Just, little something in her eye. It's fine.
Oh, he notes it. Why are you crying?
Because it's sad.
Is that the only reason?
She weighs, and the inflection says it's not so much a lie as a weird way of answering. So she finally, wrestles with it for a minute. And just, yes.
Just stares at her like, I know that's a lie. It doesn't verbally say it, just stares at her like, uh-huh. You know what I mean? Because I know that's a fucking lie.
I mean, she's deciding exactly what yes implies in her head. And it's definitely different than it would sound like at a glance.
Mm-hmm.
It's like lying and telling the truth at the same time. It's very satisfying.
Yeah, it just stares at her like, That exact expression, just Okay, that's what you want to tell me.
Don't close the door. Please.
No, he doesn't. He just stands there. Hasn't left the room, but just stands there.
I interrupted you.
Did you?
The guiltiest little nod.
You did. But you didn't want to talk anymore.
Changed my mind.
I'm so sorry.
It's the weakest little, like, I changed my mind.
You changed your mind.
Nod.
And what do you want to talk about?
Whatever you want.
Do you really want me to talk like that? It's like, sorry, do you really want that? Or do you want to talk about something?
I don't want to be in trouble.
You said you were in trouble?
If I made you leave, you said.
Mm-hmm.
You said there would be consequences.
There would be.
I don't want to be in trouble.
That's the only reason.
And it is a pleading glance you get. Like, why do you have to keep asking hard questions? Just.
Is that the only reason? He puts his hand on the door. Because, do you know what I mean? You thought you could interrupt me. You're playing my game.
I wanted to let you finish what you were saying.
Is that the only reason?
Yes.
Yeah, takes his hand off the door like, there you go. Now we're getting somewhere. Do you know what I mean?
It was tentative, but the hand comes off the door, and oh, the relief.
You heard what I had to say about Wendy.
I did.
So don't tell me that Annabelle had the easy way out and that it was good. Not when I see the aftermath every day.
She didn't know.
No, she didn't. But yet nobody was there to tell her. Instead, they gave her the dream that everything would be nice.
She finally just nods. You can tell she's struggling. But she just nods.
Is that a nod of acceptance, or because she thinks that's what I want to hear?
Would you like to peony her?
Yeah, I would.
Like peony the poop out of her?
Yeah, I would. You know what? I'll spend more part as well. Fuck it.
Fucking
4
scandalous
successes.
bitch. 4 successes.
You can't hide.
Can try. I can try. I'm a liar. I can try. Chances are pretty low, but I can try. Oh god damn it.
I was ready with season the
You were
edge.
gonna seize the shit out of the edge.
Yeah, I was fucking ready.
You were about to scream it in the mic.
Look at her exactly like that. Season the edge! But thankfully I don't have to use that.
Dirty, dirty, dirty.
Shadow Lord.
Dirty.
So, what is it, Katie?
Mostly the latter. There may be a note of maybe, but you could tell at this point it's mostly appeasing.
Starts walking towards the door.
No, don't come back.
You're lying to me. You're saying this now to avoid trouble, which is good. Survival, good. But when it comes to the topic of Wendy, I will accept nothing less but honesty.
Okay.
I don't want appeasement for Wendy. That's not what she deserves.
Okay.
And just watches her,
I understand.
then answer me properly.
They didn't say it would be easier.
I see. Does that make it right still?
No.
So you agree that Wendy should have been involved?
You should have told her.
Should have?
Should have even just left a note. Anything?
But you didn't.
A little bit of like the tick again. Just it's the tip of the head to the side. Just no. It's like she's self-correcting.
But you didn't, did you?
She didn't.
But you didn't, did you?
She didn't. Yeah, we've gone from casually glancing aside to full on. I'm looking at the sidewall now.
Look at me.
I have to.
I'm asking you to. If you refuse, then very well. It's noted.
I could see that little kind of writhe of just like, oh god.
Yeah, that with no aggression in his voice, that makes it sound 10 times more terrifying. Do you know
Does.
what I mean?
It's like I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah,
The worst.
yeah. It's like, oh, noted. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, it's that little bit of the writhe of like, oh shit. And she finally turns and looks.
Oh yeah, those eyes.
Yeah, hers are bloodshot because she has been totally not crying. Not loudly, not like in a big way, just kind of leaking a little bit.
What can I do to provoke that fucking? I see it. I see the tips of it. What can I do? Roll wise, because he's pushing. I'm gonna go for the juggler.
All right, let me look and think for a second, because I don't want to make it too easy.
I'm assuming something medicine related.
Go with manipulation medicine. As
Fucking
much as I hate
beautiful.
to give you your giant pool. Why
Fucking beautiful. Oh my god.
are you so excited?
I got fucking 3 successes.
I mean, it just you make her look at you. You just I assume like essentially it's you say it. You make her say it, like
Mhm.
actually repeat it.
Yeah, you just say, you should have written a note.
It's just the again looks at her. Just you didn't, did you?
Yeah. You didn't, did you? Yeah, it says that with that level of just cold, calm.
I mean, the eye contact and everything. It's funny. It spooks her. She doesn't like making direct eye contact. At least not with you. She doesn't seem like walking in. She didn't have trouble like glancing over at one of the girls, talking to them, looking at them as she was doing so. She just very carefully does it with you. Very carefully did it with the others that you brought in with you during questioning. So Jane, Ophelia. But doesn't seem to have an issue with the other girls. Son of a bitch, stop making me laugh. You psycho. But yeah, it's one of those things where you can even see the shoulders kind of fall a little bit. I didn't.
Hello, Annabelle.
Hiccuped.
Hello, Annabelle.
She like gives the head a little shake. Doesn't dare break eye contact. Just does the little shake of the head. Like, but no, though.
Are you not going to say hello to me?
Oh shit, you're an asshole. That's one of the rules. You're a dick.
Wait, we're just gonna put.
If you put up a deal with it, meme, I swear to God.
There you go. Da 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 da. Excuse me. Just gonna get the right gif for Anton now. Excuse me. Before I go back to serious stare face. Just where is it now? I need a gif. I need the right gif. There you go. It's pretty much what he's like, really. Should we just deal with it, Katie?
God damn it, Anton. What did you send me? Why do I not have a messenger open? Hold on.
No, it's there, Katie, on the picture.
Where's it?
Just
You da-na-na-na-na. Fucking
da 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 da.
you fucking troll.
Shadow Lord. Just whispers all around the fuck.
Oh, she
oh.
hates it so much.
That was good though. That was slick as fuck.
She. You know what? Fuck it. She even starts crying again. She she does not like it, but she finally like chokes on the hello.
Yeah, he just tilts his head. I've been looking for you.
Yeah, the breathing picks up some. There's, I mean, it's a sense of like she's starting to kind of panic a little bit. Not like severe. She's not like having a straight out like dramatic attack. Just you can see the telltales.
I need you to breathe.
I don't want to. I mean, she says that she's like kind of like doing the. It's kind of just. It's not dramatic. Again, it's not showy. It's just shorter, sharper. Like she's kind of struggling with it, but
But you're
she's
going
breathing.
to. But you're going to. May I come closer, Annabelle?
Yeah, she. I mean, she breaks eye contact to do it, but she nods, starts
She just takes a couple
rubbing her face.
couple steps forward and kneels down in front of her very slowly, like just a little crouch down so they're level.
Yeah, there's some snuffling and some sniffing, not quite hiccup level yet, but there's just uncomfortable sad girl noises as she rubs her face, looks over again.
And you know what, Katie? His face is full of empathy. Because he found the sad girl. And his face is full of empathy.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Shadow Lord!
I give you too many traumatized people to practice on. Ugh.
You think this is a game? Do you know what I mean?
I was gonna win for at least one session. Fuck.
No. I came prepared, Katie.
You whore.
His face is like full of genuinely full of empathy. Like he's not trying to lie. He found her.
Yeah, the hiccuping starts about time that she just like, no, I don't let him be in trouble.
I'm sorry, I could not tell you that genuinely couldn't get that. Like, what?
The hiccuping and the hitching, it takes her a couple of tries, but she's saying, I don't want to be in trouble.
You're not in trouble. I promise, Annabelle.
Yeah, I am. I'm in so much trouble.
In trouble. I haven't left the room, have I?
Yeah, the head kind of, it's the little shake between like the little shoulder jolts from the snuffling.
Then you're not in trouble.
Okay.
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 Okay. I'm happy I found you.
I don't wanna. You found. I just.
Well,
You tell her I'm sorry.
I can't do that.
He's.
You have to do that yourself.
I can't.
Not yet. but I'll help you.
How close do you get when you kneel down?
Enough that she can't swipe at me if she swipes at me. I'm like, if she swipes at me, she'll just pass by my face. You know what I mean?
So a good bit back. Okay.
Oh no, I'm not getting close until she tells me I can get close, like that close.
Then she probably just kind of, again, just the head falls into her hands, just rubbing her face, and just, I mean, it's muffled by the hands and the hiccups and the, just going, I can't.
Not right now, no, of course you can't. But I'm going to help you get to that point where you can. If you'll let me.
I can't. She'll hate me.
She will no, she will not. No, she won't.
She'll hate me.
No, she won't.
And I'll give you this way. You can see the countdown starting over her head to like utter fucking collapse waterworks.
Do you know how I know she won't hate you?
The head shakes. She, does the arm across the face, like all of it.
She told me the day she would find you again. All she would do is just hug you. Nothing else. And let you know that you're safe. Does that sound like somebody would hate you?
She doesn't know. She doesn't. She doesn't know what I did.
And I can help with that. I can help you get to the point where you can explain it to her. So she'll listen.
She won't. She seems convinced. Like not unswayable, but between the panic and just being so sure.
I'm understanding, aren't I?
You don't.
You've done terrible things to survive. But you're here.
I don't want to be here.
But you are. And Dylan is here, and he needs you.
It finally jolts her into like the countdown stops. Finally, the countdown stops, and she just looks around, finds like one of the spare shirts one of the girls brought for her, and just uses that, like just snags it over. She uses it to like actually clear her face some.
Can I come closer?
The weak nod again.
Takes another 4 steps.
Right into range.
Yep.
She doesn't seem especially inclined to slap at you.
Oh no, he's just step by step, just gonna get closer.
And once you get that close,
Just keeps kneeling down in front of her. You've done things. Terrible things, yes. But redeemable.
it's not.
Yes, it is. Only if you want it to be redeemed. Do you want it to be redeemed?
I just wanted to be happy.
Of course you did. Who does not want to be happy? Annabelle.
I wanted them to be happy too.
They still can be.
I was trying to help.
I know you were. You're a good sister.
Was it? I wasn't. I wasn't. Started like just looking at, like, you could see her. She's like wringing the shirt. It wasn't.
You still can be.
I should have written it out.
You should have.
Yeah, she starts getting. It's.
But there's time to right the wrongs that you've done. And time to do something much more better for Wendy than merely writing her a note.
I can't.
You can.
It's been so long, and it's not. It's never believe a note. Just so.
And she's never stopped looking for you. Or loving you. And she's going to love Dylan with everything of her being.
She wrestles for a second and finally looks back over, and as if it hasn't been confirmed already that this hasn't been touched on. Just I did so many things.
I know. She'll forgive you.
She can't.
She can.
Not when she knows she can't.
She can. Well, let's try something then, if you'll let me.
She's not stopping you from doing anything.
You sit down, upgrade to, I'm just gonna sit down beside you now. Tell me the things you've done and see if I forgive you.
You're not like Wendy.
I am like Wendy in ways. But it's better to have a starter point, right?
And for the sake of making it go fairly quickly, she nods, and it's very halting and it's very stop start, and she's a wreck. But I mean, there comes a point where she'll literally show you, well, there should be a scar. She knows there should be. There's not. Which is, at least for Anton's sake, a point of interest. There's no scar.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, fucking got it in your fucking head. Yeah, shit. Yeah, he keeps note of that.
Oh, she, I mean, I'll give you, you know what? I'll give you an intelligence enigmas.
Da-da-da-da.
Yeah,
It's
there's-
successes.
There's about 2 whole ways she could have hashtag killed herself and not have a scar.
Mhm.
One is that it didn't really happen, which is possible. They use hallucinogens. They use a lot of things.
Yeah.
The other option, considering that you've seen one of their victims full ready, is that they might somehow have some sort of healing gifts.
Yeah, where she
At which
kills herself and then they heal her. Yeah.
where they essentially they
Mhm.
obviously didn't let her die, but you know that with
Yeah.
mother's touch, you and like
Yeah. It'll be
Taylor, there's
it'll
no
be
scar.
literally like dying and coming back. Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
one of the two. Either one's about as likely as the other, really.
He keeps a note of that.
And, I mean, she goes on to probably push things towards the latter because she talks about how there were other people and they were as miserable as she was, and she knew how to help them, and so she did. She helped them die so they could live, and it was, she was just trying to help, and they were so proud of her because she was helping so many people, and oh boy, Anton.
Yeah.
Feel like you're taking a rage over the course of that conversation, but that's about as much of her involvement as she manages to get through before you're eventually just kind of burdened with crying redhead.
I mean, it's rough to hear. I imagine, definitely, but not unexpected. He was expecting to hear something grim. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
He was
And
expecting it.
depending on just where he stands on it is whether or not he takes rage. But she essentially was encouraging people.
The second Annabelle came out, he knew it was about to get grim. I'll put it like that. The second he caught it, yeah, he knew this was not going to be. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was braced. He was braced.
Once she was Kennedy, she was much happier, and then she could help other people, and they'd be happy too. And they just had to die so they could live, and it would be fine. And though, her new family was so proud of her when she helped, and she was helping so many people, and especially with the perspective she's got at this point, it eventually collapses into sobbing mess. But it gives him some insight, the fact that they really, there's no telling why if they were bringing them back, because it wasn't the deaths, but, they were using her to get something.
Probably that moment in between death and life or some creepy shit like that. What he does instead is, she breaks down crying. I think he takes a second because, that was heavy. He puts the hand out. Not touching her leg, but just beside it.
Oh, when she breaks down, it's on you.
Oh, yeah? Even then, I thought she was doing like the solo breakdown. No,
she just on you.
What he does is, she'll feel him. He just rubs her back very softly, like he used to do with Christine when they were very young.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? And he just lets her crawl up onto his lap and just rubs the back of her very softly.
Yeah, she'll eventually just cry herself out and probably get kind of like numb and sleepy. Because she put a lot of energy into that cry, man. That was something.
And all she hears from Anton is, "I forgive you."
She manages a couple sputters over that, but she's fucking exhausted.
And he just lifts her, like, I'll put it like this. I imagine I have no difficulty lifting her up.
Strength 4, no. No, you don't.
He just opens up the bed, like the covers, eases her in.
Yeah. She's not fighting any part of it. You go to essentially, I assume, tuck her in. She just snags onto the pillow, pulls it in, and
just looks at her and just says again, "I forgive you."
What I did was bad.
It was. But I forgive you.
There's like burbly sounds and nod of understanding.
And you feel remorse for it. Let's be real. She wouldn't be like that if she didn't feel remorse. You know what I mean?
Yeah, once you force her to fucking look at it like a dick, yeah, she feels remorse for it. Because if she's going through this, what are the chances that none of the others had to deal
Yep.
with someone breaking in and forcing them to undo everything that they tried to do?
Yep. You squeeze her hand, and I forgive you.
And Anton, just it's just that heartbreakingly, you can squeeze the hand and she doesn't protest, she doesn't like yank her hand away, none of that. Just, am I in trouble?
No. You didn't. You did good.
It settles her more than it should. Just okay. If I did good, I did good. So it's, it'll be okay as soon as I'm not exhausted and crying.
You did good. I'm very proud of you, Annabelle.
Yeah, it's more just, nodding. It's the reinforcement is getting accepted.
No more hiding.
I don't want to come out yet.
No. No more hiding from me.
Okay.
Oh, you can stay in here with me. And we'll come out together, won't we?
Yeah, there's the bobblehead.
But when I open that door and come back each time, I want to see Annabelle. Just Annabelle.
I'm not going to say there's no kind of dread there.
I won't be angry with you if you don't show me Annabelle. I'll leave. Because then you won't be remorseful, will you? And you won't want to learn how to say you're sorry to Wendy.
Yeah, there's again, it's the most defeated kind of acceptance. That poor girl is so done.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he knows. But this is the best time to reinforce this. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So what will you do when I open the door?
Say hello.
And who will you be?
Myself.
And who is yourself?
Annabelle.
And Annabelle. Annabelle is safe with me.
Yeah, she seems to, somehow or another, she kind of latches onto it and nods. Okay.
My name is Anton. Annabelle is safe with Anton.
Hello, Anton.
Hello, Annabelle.
Is it okay if I'm tired?
It's okay if you're tired. I was about to ask.
Yeah, there's more bobbleheading. Very
Yeah.
small and not, look kind of Not super rapid, but just small little
Do you
novels.
want me to stay?
Not yet.
Okay. Just gives a nod, like, okay. He just eases up very gently. As if to give his, I'm not leaving because you're in trouble. I'm leaving because you're tired. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's one of those things where like you get up and it's not until you start moving that she kind of shifts around, and it's one of those things where you can tell she just kind of huddles up under the blanket and latches onto the pillow, and she is probably going to continue wrestling with that for the better part of the night. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that is something she gets to do by herself this time.
Oh yeah, he's like, he steps out. I don't know who's outside the fucking door when he does step out, but Anton looks rough when he steps out that door.
It's probably Anne, and she probably is holding a glass of whiskey.
Just, holds his hand, just walks past, doesn't say anything.
Yep, it's one of those things where like it gets set out a little bit. You hold up the hand, she just pulls it back in. Let's get Anne. All right, yeah. You walk past.
May just sits down, just rubbing at his face.
Sorry, there was a thing in the
I know,
comments.
I see them.
That's who's outside.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Oh, yeah, and just kind of placidly follows along. Sits across him at the table. Just leaves the whiskey set in the middle. Essentially, she's not going to push it on him, but it's like that's just there. Just crosses her arms on the tabletop. Not bad.
Yeah. I got through to her.
Oh, Christ. If you're not going to drink that, I'm about to.
Go ahead.
Fuck it. She shows it once Anton's made up his mind. That's the end of days. So if he's decided he's not going to drink it, she just pulls it over and starts knocking it back. It takes a good fucking woof out of it. Right. Are you holding up?
I'm fine.
You sleep?
No.
Starts to get up like, come on.
I can't sleep.
No, even if you don't sleep, you can rest.
Can't do that either.
Why not? Where you gotta be right now?
Watching over everybody.
As she glances back, Linda and Patricia are still chasing around. Jesus Christ, how does that 3-year-old have that much energy at this time of night?
She's like, "Ah!" stupid, but it's
Dude,
amazing.
the tables and chairs are now one giant combined jungle gym as far as he is concerned. Linda has had at least one, mild heart attack over him deciding to jump from one table to the other, just like, oh, Jesus, don't die. And, oh. Would I kill you to lay down for a minute? Or are you headed home?
Then I gotta go face Wendy. Go home.
Well then, sounds like here it is. Come on. You don't
I'm
have to
fine.
sleep, but you need to lay down.
I'm fine, Anne. I'm fine.
You say that. Nobody's fine after something like that. I could hear crying from out here.
Yeah. It's my job, so.
You do seem to collect crying women. Look at Rai kind of smirk like, eh?
Don't remember you crying.
Oh. Not when you were around, and then there was those two. Like tricks the thumb. Oh, at least there was Linda.
You didn't cry with me?
Only because I ran out of tears, man. Just pats his hand like, don't worry, you did good.
Just nods. So you can tell it's just that. Jeez, that must have took like so much out of him. You know what I mean? He just gives that little numb nod.
Besides, couch in the breaks room more comfortable than the chairs. You can't refute that logic.
I can't.
So come on. You can watch TV if you won't sleep.
I gotta glance over. Why are you caring so much?
So remember that time that I was like 20 pounds underweight and had a bunch of cuts on my face. I'm pretty sure that motherfucker gave me a black eye. And I was like fighting him tooth and nail down the street until you straight clocked him in the face.
Yeah, I remember.
That might have something to do with it. Might just brings up the fingers just a little bit.
Just might.
Yeah. Yeah, there was that. There was what even was that house? Did you own that house?
I'd rented it.
Yeah. Put me up in a fucking nice house. Nice like log cabin looking thing.
I
For
remember.
like a week while I was getting sick.
Yeah, and I changed your sheets.
Yeah. Had to hold me up in the shower at least once.
I did.
You even brought me books, you giant nerd. Reach over and ruffles his hair.
Said you liked reading.
I do like reading. Oh yeah, that's right. I also don't have to go right back out on the exact same street. It's crazy. It is almost like these would endear you to a person.
I made a promise. Right to your face.
Right to my face. So yeah. Yeah, these are the kinds of things that endear a person to you, Anton. So we're gonna, she's like takes his hand, it's like, and just starts the slow pull away, like you're either gonna fall out of this chair or you're gonna stand, one or the other. So we're gonna get up and you're gonna come sit on the couch.
Jane's gonna give out to me for kind of hold they're like lifting up the held hands.
The what hands?
I imagine she's holding his hand.
For walking with me to the break room
Mm-hmm.
and letting me wrench you out of a chair. I know, it's truly scandalous.
Mm-hmm. Should probably say I'm flirting with the staff.
Ooh, bad form. Gotta be careful about flirting with the staff.
I think I only flirt with you anyway.
Probably.
You're the prettiest one.
You're biased. Come on.
He just nods. I am.
Yeah, I am.
Denying it. Not even denying it. He even said that, not even denying it.
Yeah. Like, of of the three, Anne is the most willing to just straight get physical to make a point. So she just fucking tugs him up by the hand, pulls him back like, you're going, I will march you back here.
Fuck it. Yeah, Anton's like, can we just, you have a bedroom, right?
Yeah.
We live there. The bed actually would be really nice.
Oh, now that would be nice. Oh, that's even worse than finding us in the break room holding hands. She like turns back with a grin.
It depends on what we're doing. I could just be sleeping.
You're probably going to be sleeping. Let's be real. Come on, bud. Yeah, it's nice. The little doors have the nameplates and everything, and just takes you back and like pushes you like, that's right. Go. The bed's over there. Take your shoes off. Jesus.
Right. Anne's not ready for it. When does she close the door?
Oh yeah.
So he just stares at the bed uncomfortably. Are you gonna be gone when I wake up?
I mean, do you want me to be? Like, it's one of those, like, I'm not even sure how to answer that question. That's weird.
She sees the swallow. Doesn't answer. Just stares at the bed.
What's up?
Nothing. Just a stupid question.
It's like a squint. Well, I'll say, and Linda and Patricia will, I'll owe them both a favor.
All right.
Oh, you just wait. When one of us is sick or something, Becca has to actually come work the floor.
That must be entertaining.
Oh yeah.
It's just dreams get bad sometimes.
Yeah, so
It's good to have a face I recognize.
yeah. No problem.
Thanks.
Yeah, just a little quirk of a smile. And I mean, she'll just get into like generic fucking, like, essentially just takes off the baggy clothes.
I'd see some of those comments. They're fucking hilarious.
Yeah, they are. They're big. I love interacting with our audience. yeah, she'll just hunker in like in some, some leggings and like a tank top and just hunker in with him and be like, he's probably gonna fall asleep in like 3, 2.
What's creepy? He tries to stay awake for as long as he can before reluctantly falling asleep. Always watching the door. If there's windows, always watching the windows. Always.
No, thankfully the way this place is built, there's only so many windowed rooms to go around, so
Mm-hmm. No, it's just a point for her. He always watches the door. Always.
yeah, she'll probably honestly stay kind of at least initially sat up and just kind of like, you lay here and I'm going to keep like idly rubbing your shoulders, rubbing your hair, just trying to calm you down until you, god damn it, go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
But she will be sweet to him. She gives a shit. She's not as bad as Becca as far as like being very stern about it, but she will linger there and make sure he goes to sleep.
Well, yeah, he does. The only person who can get him to nod off like instantly is Heidi.
That's because Heidi is magic.
Yep. We don't have Nurse Heidi on standby though.
Sadly, no Nurse Heidi at the lockbox.
Just her Heidi back in the mansion, lifting up her head, going, "My senses are tingling."
Yep, her Heidi senses are going crazy. Puts on the helmet.
Or to kill helmet.
Oh my god. Y'all gonna be the death of me. Yeah, but with that, she'll linger around and probably text the other 2 girls so they know what's going on. Text Becca and be like, yeah. So if Jane gets mad, I'm not doing so hot. I need to crash early. It's not. Shit.
I'm totally not helping Anton deal with a PTSD episode.
Yeah, we're not putting that in the text.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't seem appropriate. Admittedly, it just makes this look worse, but it's funnier that way. So, with that, sir, shall I close the scene?
Yes.